Hey guys, Northwest Wilson here. It's been a while since I've been able to upload a video. Things have been just really busy lately with the with the new kid, and just been busy with summer things, and been working a lot. So I've been spending a lot of time at work and coming home and trying to spend time with the baby and help around the house, and just haven't been able to get out in the shop as much as I've wanted to over the last 3 weeks. So it's just been it's been busy. Haven't cut as many videos, haven't really cut any videos since the last one, and just trying to catch up to that a little bit, and just trying to start again at getting some stuff done around here. But what I thought I'd do today is, and I got a good opportunity to do it, is show you the pontoon boat. I've been talking about it in videos. I mentioned it in a couple of videos in the past, and I've been meaning to get a review out to you guys. And anyone who's interested in pontoon boats or thinking about a pontoon boat purchase, I will say that they're great boats. I recommend them. Obviously, if you're a hardcore wakeboarder or wake surfer, it's not the best for that. It will get, it will ski people, it will wakeboard people, but you're not going to get, really any wake off the back of it. They do make new pontoon boats that now have, the wake plates that really throw a nice wake. So those are out there. They are very expensive, but they are there. But if you're looking for a boat that you want to get out on the lakes with, bring a bunch of people, you can still tube behind them all day long if you get one with a big enough motor. If you want to just have a boat that's really stable in choppy water, I can't begin to express how stable this boat is in choppy water, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. You really can't go wrong with a pontoon boat. They really do a lot of things very well, and especially if you have young kids or a lot of adults. They're very comfortable. The layout's very comfortable. They're easy to pack stuff up. They're easy to get people on and off the boat, and it's very comfortable. It's very roomy inside, so people really do like it. I brought a lot of people out on the boat over the years, and they just they really like the pontoon boat. A lot of them, I've had some V-hole people that have been on the boat, and after a while on the pontoon boat, they really start scratching their heads about going in this direction. So without further ado, I'd like to show you the boat. Here it is. This is a 2016 Regency. There you go. You can see the placard on it there, the decal. It's a Regency 254LE3. This is a boat that is actually built by Sun Tracker. This is a Tracker Marine boat. This is their premium line, and you can find these boats at Bass Pro, Cabela's. Since Bass Pro and Cabela's merged a couple years ago or something like that, Cabela's does sell these boats. They service these boats, and obviously as well as Bass Pro. So this is a 25-foot boat. This is a triple pontoon. So you can see you've got your two outers, and then you do have one in the middle that is slightly shorter than the outer two, but it is a triple pontoon, and they're even across the bottom, whereas I think Manitou, the center pontoon, sits a little bit lower in the water to kind of create a little bit of a V-hull effect there. But they claim better handling, which it may be true. I haven't spent a lot of time on any of those boats. Definitely haven't driven them, so can't really attest to that. But this boat is a triple pontoon. It is on a double axle trailer. The trailer is galvanized and then powder coated over the top of that, so it's saltwater rated, although none of this setup has ever been in salt. Make that real clear. As far as engine goes, we got tail lights are blown out. I got new ones on order. They'll be here tomorrow. I cannot keep tail lights on this thing, guys. I don't know what, I have a theory as to why that is, and I'll explain in a minute. But to show you what kind of power we're dealing with here on this boat, this is a Mercury Verado Pro. It is supercharged at 300 horse. So this is a this is a hoss of a motor. A lot of pontoon boats do not have this level of power. You commonly see a lot of pontoon boats with 40, 60, 80, and really just not until a few years ago you saw a lot of 115s, 150s. I remember when a 200 horse pontoon was a big deal, and then now they have the 300 obviously. And actually, if you were to order this boat brand new today, you'd have an option for the 350 Verado. But I will tell you that if you look at the specs, this motor is exactly the same as the 350. All it is an ECU tune. So when warranty is up on this engine, I think I'm going to actually do the 350 tune on it. So anyway, but yeah, it's a 4-stroke, supercharged. It's got the 3-blade stainless steel prop. I don't know a whole lot about this prop, although I am very happy with it. I really don't have any complaints with it. The boat pulls out of the water hard and has great top end, good mid-range. I don't personally have a reason to change it right now or experiment with different setups. I'm very happy with the setup that's on it right now. Ladder off the back. So this kind of gives you an idea of the outside of the boat. These are all powder coated. Okay, this was the first boat in the industry to come with powder coated pontoons. I absolutely love it. I was on the fence at first about having powder coated pontoons, about scratching and fading or streaking or anything like that. They assured me that it's a very durable finish, and and it does absolutely totally transform the look of a pontoon boat when you have powder coated pontoons. The aluminum ones, unless you're interested in keeping those things polished, do your homework on that before you start, because it doesn't take long to read the forums and figure out that guys get a wild hair on a Friday night to go out and polish their pontoons, and they get 5 hours into it and realize that they've only done 5 feet of it. So and then the maintenance to keep that up. So keep that in mind if you do decide to polish pontoons. It's a commitment, and frankly one I just wasn't willing to make. I have way too much other stuff going on to be focusing on polishing pontoons every season, or every other season. So this was a really a nice finish. I have no complaints with the powder coating. I highly recommend, if you're on the fence about going with a powder coated option, do it. I absolutely would do it over just standard aluminum finish. So anyway, this is the front here. Unfortunately, loading it, we loaded it a little bit further back. I really like to have these touching, but the launch I was at the other day made that kind of difficult. One thing I want to talk about, this is going to be a longer video, because there is, I really want to talk about things in this video that prospective buyers need to consider. So so you feel free to fast forward, or maybe I'll give some indicators in the description below of certain points in the video of where you can look for certain content that I talk about. But this will be a longer video, just because I do want to. This is the pontoon boat market is insane. These boats, I believe, last year represented 50% of all new boat purchases. I believe that was in the lake boat category. So pontoon boats, I've noticed in the last like 3 or 4 years. Before 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years ago, you saw one occasionally. Now it's everyone's running these setups, and there is a reason why. It's just a crazy market. So I do want to spend some time and kind of answer questions, or maybe talk about some things that people might have questions about. But I want to talk about real quick about the trailer. I think if I had one complaint with this boat, this whole setup package, would be the trailer. I personally think it needs a 3rd axle. It has a lot of tongue weight. This boat, I have not measured the tongue weight on it, but it is heavy. I feel it's a lot of unsupported, I really think there needs to be another wheel right here. It's just a long span with nothing on the ground. Although the trailer does have a 10-year warranty. And every time it comes off the boat, I do look at the trailer briefly to just make sure we don't have any cracks showing up or stresses in the powder coat that would indicate possible cracking. So can't say that it's not holding up. It is. I did actually, but I'm going to mention this right now before I forget about it. Under here, you can see these, you can see the raw aluminum here. Those were actually, I put those on. Those did not come with the boat. I put these on as guides because you only have guides at the very front of the trailer. Well, you have one in the, in the next rung up. But what I found is if you're in a loading in the wind or in kind of any kind of heavy current or anything, such as a river, it is really tough to get these boats on trailer. And so I added these to help get that front end centered. And as you're coming onto the trailer, it really needed these, I felt, and we have used them. So I do suggest that modification. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, the new pontoon boats from Tracker do actually have guides at the back here. So and another thing, and let's talk about this while I'm standing back here. These trailer lights, guys, I think this is the third set of lights I put on this trailer. The first set was just incandescent bulb. It was not an LED trailer, which was disappointing at this price point. It was just an incandescent bulb, which at this price point was disappointing. But, obviously it's not the end of the world to throw LEDs on. They're pretty cheap these days. But this is, I believe, my third set of LEDs on this thing. It's something with the length of this trailer, I think is what it is. I have, the launches around in Washington, some of them are really good. Lake Washington, the Magnuson Park launch is really good. I don't have any issues there. Lake Rosiger is, if you're launching a boat this size, bring a friend, bring an extra hand or two. You will need it. The Lake Rosiger launch on a boat this size is no joke. There is a cliff off of that thing, and the back tires, you can't get the trailer far enough into the water to launch or retrieve the boat unless you drop off that ledge. And I think there's gravels or rocks or something that just blows out the lights. Lake Sammamish, that's actually where Lake Sammamish is where I blew those out. Backed into the water, didn't feel anything, everything felt fine. I thought, oh, good launch. I pull out and park the trailer, take a quick look at everything like I always do, and saw that sure enough, they were broken. Actually, they weren't this bad, they were just cracked. But then when I pushed this into Lake Rosiger the other night, that was the final straw there. So whatever was left of the taillights after Lake Sammamish, Lake Rosiger finished that job. So I got new taillights on order. Those will be here tomorrow. We'll get those installed and back to good. Like I said, probably the third or fourth time I've done this. I just think it's the length of the trailer. I just think a lot of these launches just are not set up to, launch trailers this size and launch boats this size. And yeah, I really don't see how I can avoid it. I think from this point on, I think I'm going to order another set and just keep them on hand because I think this is going to be a yearly or bi-yearly deal where we're just having to swap lights on the back. It's just it's frustrating, but it's the way it is. So anyway, just figure I'd tell you that we have swapped out the tires. This boat came with Chinese tires on it. Again, that's unfortunate at this price point. On this whole thing, I really don't like seeing Chinese tires on boats and RVs. It's just it really doesn't cost a whole lot more for these companies to throw on even a base model set of American tires. So that is frustrating to see China tires on like I said, you kind of expect to see it on a $20,000 Bayliner. And you can kind of understand that they're trying to hit price points, but on a boat this size and in a boat this heavy, and like I said, at this price point, it is disappointing. So, but we did put some new tires on it. As far as the setup goes here, 2-inch ball, 2-inch balls, all you need here. You got your breakaway brakes, your standard just chain setup there, 4-prong flat lighting. And it does have a just a crankjack So, and then obviously your spare. So this actually was the original tires. So anyway, we still kept one for the spare. So anyway, this is the step to get up in. It's a 3-step setup. And this is the interior. So this gate closes, you get the Regency decal here. Not a whole lot of room up front here. That's a criticism with this boat that reviewers said was there just wasn't much space up here in the front. Actually, I like that personally. I like just this narrow little walkway because there's really not a whole lot of need to spend a lot of time out here. So as you build the boat out and you take up more of this real estate, what does it do? Well, it gives you more room inside. So, and that's where you spend your time if you're not in the water. So I actually really like the fact that it comes very close to the end. I don't understand really the concept of people criticizing that. I think it's great. Pop-up cleats, they're just spring-loaded. They pop up and then they pop back down. Open up this, and this is magnetic. So, and it does stay open real good. Cup holders. And also 12-volt power down here for blowing up tubes or charging a phone or what have you. These are floor mounts. So what this boat does, and I'll show you in a minute, is there's actually a table. This is for a table leg that comes up, and you actually have a little, not big, but a little table you can set your drinks on, or if you're having snacks on the boat, if you're anchored up or whatever. We've used it several times. Pretty good. It's a little wobbly. Doesn't have that real tight, secure fitting that you'd like to see in a table, but you know, it does work. So another cup holder there. Cup holders down here, another 12-volt plan down, and a 12-volt plug down there. Speakers, these are kickers, I think 6.5s on those. And then, so this is your interior, real roomy, very roomy, very comfortable. It's very comfortable padding. You can be out on the water all day on this boat and not get tired of sitting in these seats. It's the whatever foam layers they have going on in here are very nice. They're very comfortable, very plush, not too soft, not too firm. Really do like the seating material in the boat. This is the opposing side here. This is a bigger lounger, and it's got more of an angle on that seat. This is a favorite seat. Everyone loves sitting in that one and leaning back, and actually the one I am too, but everyone seems to kind of always favor that one. And underneath the seats you got life jacket storage. This boat's coast guarded for 12 people, so I have 12 jackets plus an infant on there. This is you pull this little tab here, this little cord, and then rope rather, and then you have a garbage can in there. Needless to say, that fills up quite quickly when we go out on the water. So garbage fills up very fast. And then here you have, in here we keep all of our cleaning supplies for wiping the boat down after the day on the water. Just various rags, clean up spills, polishes, and interior wipe down stuff. Storage in here. So again, just some mats and some stuff that we usually always have in the boat. This is actually something here. This is the ski locker in this boat. Another cup holder there. This boat is not shy on cup holders, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. Oh, and I will also say that these are actually lockable storage. So if you do park the boat somewhere to go to dinner or what have you, or if it's moored somewhere, you can lock this for more peace of mind. This ski locker is, I believe, extremely generous in size. I'm not gonna look, guys, I'm not gonna dig all this stuff out, but I have an easy up full-on 10x10 tent in here. I think I have 6 or 7 collapsible chairs. I have the anchor down there. And this stuff is honestly kind of thrown in here. If you actually take 5 minutes and organize this thing, you can still get a lot more in here. Like a lot of pontoon boats do not have very big, I mean, it goes way back in there, and way back in there. A lot of pontoon boats just don't have this kind of storage in the center. I've seen some that are about half of this size in terms of the lid height, and not nearly as generous actually storage inside that pontoon log. This is a really great use of space in this boat. That was one thing that we were really impressed with, was the storage locker, and it always shuts nice and secure. Down here This is a great spot for a cooler, a soft-sided cooler or something like that. And you know, you got your Kenwood faceplate deck unit up here. Behind this is just your fuse control panel. I'm not going to tear into that, but all your main fuses for everything are well labeled, well laid out. You know, I have been in there a couple times. I'll tell you about that later, but easy to get to, and you have wiring that's up in there, pretty easy to get to as far as troubleshooting if that does need to occur. You got another table mount here, so that you can, it only does come with one table, but you can mount it either up front or you can mount it in the back. And then here you have, again, more under seat storage, some bumpers for the boat, some rope, that kind of good stuff. And then more seating. Obviously this is nice seating here. Definitely 2 people can sit here, no problem. And then this part back here, this actually has a sink on it. So, and this is a just 12-volt power. There's your drain for it, and a couple cup holders, another 12-volt outlet here. And then if you look in here, this is your battery, one of your batteries, one of 3, and just your you know, filters, pumps, and all that good stuff. We just keep you know, just keep flags and whatnot in here. Another speaker there, another speaker there, and then and then off the back, and if you can see that, but there's a couple speakers down there, obvious, and it also has a little remote control to change the songs or the sound levels or whatever if you're in the water. And then this is actually a lounger here. This is a great spot to ride in the boat. Look, if you got a good captain and you can just kind of sit back and with a cold drink in that cup holder over there, you can keep your phone charged and take pictures or videos and just relax in the back here and take in the scenery. This is, I think, in my opinion, one of the best seats in the house. It's very comfortable. The angle of the back is, in my opinion, just right. You don't feel like you're leaning too far back to where you're staring at the sky, but also you're not sitting too far upright where it's gonna, you know, hurt your back or something like that if you sat back there for a while. And under here, right now we just have some inflatable floaties, the table for the front for the boat that you can set up. I'll show you guys that in a minute. And then this actually pops up into a changing area. I can show you that too. And then a powered top. This is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this. This is, I think, one of the nicer features of this boat, and it's amazing to me that a lot of other boats that are in this price category do not have a power top, which at the end of the day is not a make or break deal. But it is extremely convenient. I didn't think it was that big of a deal when we bought the boat. I didn't really think about it as being just this, you know, really great feature. I thought, oh cool, you know, a top. Well, when we started boating, we really realized, you know, just how nice it is. So I'll show you how this works, and before I do that, I'll kind of show you the controls. So this is the helm here. You have a Lowrance, I think this is a 9-inch, yeah, HDS 9. This is the 9-inch setup, which was actually an option, an upgrade. There is actually a very unique detail about this particular boat that I will tell you about in a minute. And we did not find that out till later. But 9-inch screen. You do also have analog and digital controls. You can toggle in between the controls. Shows your fuel level, oil pressure, battery amperage, all that. Really the stuff you need to know and stuff that really you need to pay attention to. The information's there. Master power, your accessory switch, and then you have, guys, I would like to get a video of this at night. This boat, the lighting in this boat is really phenomenal. Courtesy lights, canopy lights, docking lights, navigation lights, anchor lights, bilge pump, horn, outside lights, storage lights, and then your up and down canopy. This boat lights up really nice at night. We've been out on the lake before after the sun goes down, and it is it is beautiful at night. I mean, the boat lights up with blue LEDs, and from the land, it will grab anyone's attention. It is really a sharp looking boat from the land at night when you have your lights on. So let me show you how this power canopy up. So you're gonna hit your master power there and go up to your canopy up controls, and this is how this works. So that sheet kind of falls down there, and that top one comes down. And then the whole assembly comes up. And that's it. Never really timed it, but I mean, you know, it doesn't take long. And it throws a lot of shade. It really does. We have actually contemplated putting another bimini top here, to basically it would line up to about here, and it would run up to about here. We've actually considered it as putting that on the boat. The power option they wanted, geez guys, I think they wanted like $5 grand to put another power canopy on this, and we just weren't going to pay that. $5 grand is just, that's outrageous. But we looked at doing just a fixed setup, just a manual up one and manual down. But you know, here's the thing, you're always going to have, if it's a manual one, it's always just going to be up. It's always going to be up. They don't fold down, because then you can't, if it folds down, you can't walk through here. Okay. So we didn't, and then if you fold it down this direction, which I'm not even sure they make them that way, but if you fold them down this direction, then it blocks you from getting in and out of the gate. So we kind of just walked away from that idea. You know, it's something's always, it's always up and in your way. It can block lines of sight. So we just decided to just forego that option. And I have seen other pontoon boats with dual biminis on them, and it just, I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan. I think one's enough. And I mean, I guess if there was like a quick attach detach option and the price was okay on it, maybe. But I don't know, guys. I don't go on a boat to sit in the shade, so it just wasn't worth the money and the hassle. And I didn't want to mess with the flow of the boat, as it works well already. So we're just gonna stick with the one, and I think that's just fine. And it does throw quite a bit of shade. It really does help keep temperatures down in the boat when it's hot out. So yeah, this is the boat here. So what I was gonna tell you guys about, and this kind of goes in the category of pros and cons of buying a tracker. Okay. I can't speak to other manufacturers. I do know a guy that has a Manitou boat. He's had good luck with the boat, I believe. He had an Evinrude on the back of it, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's an Evinrude. He's eaten a lower unit with that. Not sure how many hours were on his setup, but I know he wasn't too thrilled about that. The Mercury, you know, you get online and people have really good things to say about Mercury, and then a lot of people have some negative things to say about them. I've had Mercuries in the past before. The fishing boat that I told you guys about that I traded the Beetle for it was a 1989 Mercury 25 horsepower 2-stroke. Unknown hours on that boat. I have no idea. That boat could have had, you know, 150 hours. It could have had 3,000. I don't know. But all I know is that motor started every time. It sipped fuel. It was just dead nuts reliable. And yeah, I mean, as far as maintenance on that thing, I don't even know what I did to it in all those years. And I know the guy I bought it from, he took decent care of it, but nothing, I mean, not to the level of some people. So I had no problems with it. I've known several people with Mercuries that have had nothing but good things to say. So, but yeah, so this has that Mercury on it. I think it's a great engine. It's just super quiet. I cannot explain to you guys how quiet this engine is. When you get it off the trailer and you key that motor on, you just don't hear it. You literally have to look at the tack to see it's running, because it is so quiet. And when you do hammer on it, Like if you're cruising, you hear a little, you hear a hum, but it's not overpowering at all. But when you get on it, you actually can hear that supercharger whine, and it's fun. It sounds really nice. But yeah, I love the motor. No complaints at all with this engine. It has been really good. We have 100, I believe we have 160 hours on this boat. Not a lot, but you know, more than some people. We do use the boat, and I will say most of the hours on this boat are very easy. Cruising around at 5-7 miles an hour, some idling time. The only time it really gets worked hard, honestly, is if I'm driving it, because I'll tube people, or you know, I'll go a little bit faster than my father will. But that's about it. It doesn't, a motor like this, it's designed for be offshore and, you know, in big fishing boats and stuff. It's a pretty easy life behind a pontoon boat in freshwater. So I don't suspect we'll have much issues with it, knock on wood. But this boat, so if I do have criticisms, and if I look kind of sunburned, I've been out on the boat. We did 3 days in a row, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night on the boat. So we hit the water hard this last weekend. We hit Lake Rosiger Friday, we went on Lake Washington Saturday, and then we finished up on Lake Stevens on Sunday. And we really spent some time in the boat this weekend. But as far as criticisms of this boat goes, issues that we've had with it, the biggest problem we've had with this boat was the interior. I don't know how well this will turn up in the video, but you see the difference in color here? This is a little lighter than this. That kind of the same way. So anyway, when we were looking at boats, we were looking at boats back in 2016. Yeah, 2016. We were at the boat show in Seattle, and we were talking to a lot of different reps about boats, and we've been doing our homework, and we went over to Bass Pro, and we knew they had the Regency line, didn't know a whole lot about them, so went and learned about them. And they had a couple demos at the boat show, a couple model boats that they had brought, and I was pretty impressed with the layout. I liked the quality. Like the price versus some of the competition, and talking with them, they actually had a demo boat that was down at their Tacoma location that was for sale, but it was not at the boat show. They told us about that boat, which was this boat, told us about the price, and showed us some pictures of it, and we were sold. So that's the direction we went. What we didn't realize was, until the problem with the interior showed up, about 1.5 or 2 years after we owned the boat, we noticed that the interior was really discoloring, and it was very apparent. It's not so apparent now, because they had to put a new interior in this boat, guys. We took this boat up to him, and unfortunately I didn't get any before pictures, but we took this boat up to him and said, hey, we didn't pay this amount of money to have this interior looking like a what are those called, those Volkswagens, GTIs and Golfs that they made back in the 90s. They were called the Harlequin or something like that, where every single body panel was a different color. So we didn't pay for that. And they actually, the warranty on this boat, I will say, is the best in the industry. It is a 10-year warranty from the seagrass floor here all the way up. So speakers, electronics, interior, anything from the seagrass floor up is 10-year warranty. No questions asked, no deductible paid. It is parts and labor warranty from the seagrass floor down. So that's kind of the dividing line. This has I think 5-layer or 7-layer marine grade 3/4 inch plywood floor, with an aluminum underskin underneath of it, and then obviously the pontoon logs. That is lifetime guarantee. So if you lifetime structural, so if you have any issues with it whatsoever, they will take care of it. And I am here to tell you that Bass Pro will stand behind this boat, and I can tell you because they put an entire new interior in this boat, except that one piece that was in the back. I think that was on severe back order, and we just said we'd live with it. Now, what makes this boat different than any other 2016 or 2017 or 2018 Regency 254LE3? Well, I'll tell you, this boat, when they had to go order a new interior for this thing, they had a problem. They go, well, the interior dimensions do not match our catalogs, our specs, our build specs on this boat. And we're sitting here scratching our heads going, why not? They're like, well, we can't find the blueprints for this boat. We can't find, you know, because the stuff we can find blueprints on the boat, but they do not match the boat that is in our yard right now. And I didn't know what to make of that. And so they had to call around, and I think they had to call someone, I think pretty high up in their boat marketing department, or design, art, research and development department. Anyway, we found out that this boat here, this actual boat, was one of, I think, 2 or 3 of their prototype boats. I think these were all their the ones that they did their initial research and development with and built kind of piece by piece by hand. And this was one of their marketing boats. So basically the interior dimensions and all that stuff are unique to this boat or 2 or 3 others. The production units that actually sold into production were slightly different. I think they were a little thinner in the seat. I don't think they came out quite as far. I don't think the seat tops were quite as tall. I think they were more level with the actual side rail. I can't guarantee that, guys, but I remember, I think that's what the salesman was saying, or the rep we were working with at the service department, not the salesman. So anyway, needless to say, they had a very difficult time getting parts for this thing, for the interior, so they had to custom make them. They had this boat for a while. They had it through the winter. They had it for months, and they had to take all the interior dimensions, and they sent a guy out to take all the pictures, take all the measurements, and then basically go back to their upholstery shop and rewrap all these things. So they will stand behind the boat. I can guarantee you that was not cheap for Bass Pro to put a new interior in this boat when they couldn't just go out to their production line and just grab new cushions or whatever and ship them off to the store and have them installed on the boat. I mean, that could happen pretty quickly. But with this particular boat, they had their work cut out for them, so they had to reupholster everything. And so anyway, that was, I'm sure, a costly endeavor for them. And but I will tell you, they will stand behind the boat. And that is one thing I will say about Bass Pro. And if you're in the market for pontoon boats, guys, think about this long and hard. If you're spending the money on these boats, and a boat dealership, an independent dealership will say to you, well, it's got a 5-year warranty on the whole boat's covered for 5 years, and you know, the manufacturer will cover the motor for 5 years, or whatever story they're willing to give you. Okay, what happens when that boat dealership isn't there in 5 years? What happens when that boat dealership, you go in there with a problem 3.5 years down the road and say, I need a new interior, and that boat dealer says, we can't afford to put a new interior in that boat? Or you know, our manufacturer says no. Well, what are you gonna do? You know, they're an independent marine shop. They, you know, sell 7 different brands. You know, they made their money from you. You bought the boat, they got the loan, or you paid them cash, or whatever deal you worked out. They have no obligation to stand behind the product. Okay, so they, you know, sell a boat and they get one unhappy customer, big deal. They just sold 3 more that afternoon. So whatever that's worth, guys, keep that in mind when you're shopping at boats. I figured Bass Pro, Cabela's, they have the financial resources to stand behind something like this. They've got the money to do it, and you can go climbing up the chain of command until you get what you want. So definitely that's a tip from someone like me who owns something like this. Think long and hard about who you're buying the boat from, and if they're actually going to be in business to honor a warranty. What good is a warranty if they are not in business to honor it? Think about that, really. So anyway, this is the interior. Like I said, it works really well, but that's really the main issue we've had with the boat. Other than that, it's been pretty good. I did have these 2 speakers quit working the other day. It was just a loose wire. I don't know where. I did chase the wiring all the way back from the speakers and into the receiver, and then up into the controls and through the amplifier. I don't know. I unplugged everything, plugged everything back in, and it worked. So, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy about that. So, other than that, guys, it's been pretty good. We've just, you know, we've had to replace some, you know, hardware on the boat. We've lost these plastic covers that go here. You know, it's a boat. It gets taken down the highway at 60 miles an hour. It gets beat up on the lakes out there, crashing through big waves and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's going to get used. So things will happen. Nothing is perfect, but, you know, we are happy with the boat. This pops up, and then, this releases here. Let's see. Yeah. Like that. I forget how this comes out. Let's see. I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go. It's just stuck. So that comes up like that, and then this comes out here, and then down in here, I believe we have. It's just a cover. I'm not going to dig it out, but it goes around here. And it just gives people a place to change. So if you're going to go out on the boat and go swimming around, and then you guys decide you're going to go to dinner afterwards, or you're going to hit a restaurant on a lake, park the boat, go to dinner, you can change. We've done that. We've done that once. It does work. It does give you a little bit of privacy, and so you can get out of your swim clothes and get into your dinner clothes. Back under here, this is your battery control area. This boat has 3 batteries, 2 house batteries, and then 1 for cranking the motor. So they are isolated. So if you run down your house batteries, playing the music too long after, you know, partying on the sand dune or whatever you're doing for a while, you will have enough motor battery to crank over the engine. So, and then your battery on-off switch is right there. So, and then there's the backs of the 2 speakers that run off the back. Yeah, so that's that. Whoops, this goes down here like that, and then this shuts again. Get this floaty out of the way like that. Yeah, love the boat, guys. I hope this review gives you guys, anyone looking for a pontoon boat, an idea of what a good boat should look like. I will tell you this boat on trailer, okay, with fuel in it, this is a 30. Another thing about this boat, this is like a 34-gallon tank. The production boats came with a like a 48 or a 52. They increased the tank size on it when they went to production. This boat had the smaller tank. It hasn't been an issue. I can run all day long on the lake with a full group of people, and be running 8 to 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. I've done that before, and I won't run out of gas. Even tubing people, it seems to drop pretty quickly after a full tank. It drops kind of quickly to like 3/4, and then it kind of slowly drops to half. But once you get to about half, or 45% on the indicator, it seems to hang out there for a while. It doesn't really drop very fast after half tank. So I guess that's just kind of the way the sending unit's calibrated or something. I don't know, but it seems to hold steady for quite a while after a half tank. So definitely drops quick off of a full. But no complaints on range or anything like that. I mean, sure, I'd take a 50-gallon tank, sure, why not? But you know, I can usually take this boat out. Well, I mean, put it this way. I went out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Never had to gas up. I had enough to do all that. So don't let tank size slow you down too much. But like I was gonna say, this boat with fuel in it on trailer, they say the package weight is like 6,500 pounds, 6,600 pounds, 6,400. It's right in there, 64, 66. And that can fluctuate depending on how much gear you're carrying. Obviously, you know, coolers full of ice, you know, down there we got, you know, easy up tents, lawn chairs, you know, and we, you know, have other stuff in here too. It gets heavy in a hurry, and when you get 7 to 10, 12, whatever you're carrying, it's Coast Guarded for 12, but you know, whatever, you get a good group of people in this boat, and you're pulling the boat out of the water, and everyone's still in the boat. There's some weight there. There is some weight. So you need to keep in mind what you're going to be towing this with. I am towing this with my Dodge, and it does just fine with it. You know, I can just run down the interstate at 65, 70 miles an hour. It doesn't sway it. It's, you know, it's a dually truck. It's going to tow this just fine. The Land Cruiser, I have towed this boat with it before, just like 5 or 6 miles at a time, going from camp to the boat launch. At potholes, I have taken it up to about 60 miles an hour. It seemed stable, but the Land Cruiser has a 8,100 pound tow capacity on it, so it's within its range. This boat's not going to weigh over 8,000 pounds. I don't care what you put on it, but so the Land Cruiser does okay with it. The Land Cruiser is a shorter wheelbase rig though, so I am going to order boat compatible, a weight distribution hitch that's compatible with a boat trailer, because this has surge brakes on it. So I am going to order that for the Land Cruiser, so that I can be more comfortable running down the interstate at 60 or 70, you know, really 65 with the Land Cruiser in a shorter wheelbase, and not worrying about that, you know, that sway. I haven't really experienced it in the Land Cruiser yet, but not to say it couldn't happen. This is a long boat. Guys, I'm gonna get down here and we'll do another quick walk around on the outside, and then I'm gonna come back at night and show you guys what it looks like in the evening. I might do a part 2. Guys, I think from the tongue all the way to the back, I want to say to the prop, it's like 36 feet. It's long. I mean, you can see that's a long boat. So, you know, if you're towing with a short wheelbase rig, that's something to keep in mind. You know, ideally, I really personally think this boat is going to be best suited to go behind at least a half-ton truck. F-150, Toyota Tundra, Chevy 1500, that should handle this no problem. Longer wheelbase truck is better, obviously. Ford Excursion, you know, no problem there, obviously. SUV. Land Cruiser, it had plenty of power, plenty of power, no issues there. And it didn't actually sag very much in the back, considering the tongue weight on this, in my opinion, is kind of unknown. Typically tongue weights are about 10 to 15% of the total weight. So if you figure 10% of, you know, 6,500 pounds, figure tongue weight's probably 650. I would bet it's a touch heavier than that. I bet tongue weight on this boat is probably closer to 750, maybe 700. I don't know. I need to scale it out. Just haven't had a good method to do that. But I will recommend, for this boat, I will recommend a half-ton truck. Guys, don't buy something like this and think you can go pick it up in your Toyota Highlander or your Ford Explorer, or something of that effect, your Hyundai Santa Fe. That is they won't let you leave the dealership with something like that. And guys, even if you can tow it, it's not safe. You know, this is a lot of boat, and I will tell you what, this boat feels heavier than 6,500 pounds just because of the fact that it's not that aerodynamic. And it's, guys, I'm 6 feet tall. Okay, so to get an idea how tall this is, I'm 6 feet. This is the side bumper here. It goes a ways up. I don't know, 8 feet tall. I bet this boat's 8 feet tall from the top rail down to the ground. You know, so what does that mean when you're towing this thing down the road? Imagine that gate closed. That's a lot of resistance. It's not aerodynamic. You feel it. You really do. You really feel the drag. It feels like it weighs about 10,000 pounds. It really does. I know it doesn't, but it does feel like you're pulling a 10,000 pound load. So like I said, when you get into these pontoon boats, keep in mind what kind of vehicle you're going to be towing it with, because if you buy something like this and you quickly realize that your tow rig is not up to snuff, or it is not quite heavy duty enough, not only did you just spend a ton of money on a boat, but now you're going to have to go spend a good grip of money on a car, on a tow rig. So that can get really expensive. So really start thinking about that before you go buying the big boat at the boat show. They look small in the boat show, they look small inside, but when you actually get them out on trailer and you stand next to them, you quickly realize it's pretty good sized boat. So definitely keep that in mind. Yeah. So yeah, keep that in mind. Other than that, I don't know, guys. My folks, this is their boat. I use this boat. We share this boat. It's my boat. It's my parents' boat. It's my brother's boat. It does stay out at my house during the fall and the winter. And I take it home or whatever, but it stays over typically in Eastern Washington. So this is a family boat. We all share it. So that's that. We did a lot of research on it, bought this boat, and I highly encourage you guys to do your own research on the boat, on any boat you buy. I think you'll quickly find out that the Regency line makes a very nice boat, in my opinion, especially for the price. There are other makes. Bennington comes to mind. Avalon comes to mind. Godfrey's another one of them. Berkshire, owned by Warren Buffett, obviously Berkshire Hathaway. They actually do make boats. Montera is another one. I think that's owned by Malibu. That's the one that does the wake surfing on it. That is more set up for wakeboard. It's more of a hybrid pontoon, but it's a hybrid V-hull pontoon setup. Very cool. But open up your wallets. I think those boats are 120, 125, 130. So this boat is very much less than that. Check out your Bass Pro pricing. We got this boat as a demo, and it was like $10,000 off or $12,000 off its list price. Came with a full warranty. This is actually the boat you can see on YouTube videos. Back in 2016 and 2017, their marketing teams, when they were out filming videos to use for their marketing purposes, this actual boat with this VIN number on it, this was the boat that Bass Pro Shops did their marketing with. They took it to a bunch of different lakes on the West Coast and shot a bunch of videos and pictures. You can see them on YouTube. They actually, if you go to the Tacoma location, the Bass Pro location, the Tacoma location, and you go into the boating marine section and you look up over the entryway, and there is a picture of this boat. A big canvas printout of it. Shows it next to a dock with, 5 or 6 people getting off of it or whatever. That is the actual boat that we're looking at. So that was one of their prototype boats. So it makes a lot of sense as to why interior dimensions are a little bit different on this one. But anyway, guys, I'm going to come back at you in the evening for to show you what the lights look like. So look for that. Yeah, so hang in there. I know this was a long video, guys. It's an hour long, but there's a lot to talk about here. And I know personally that if I was looking at buying a boat like this, and spending this kind of money, I would want to see a video this long, because talking to and hearing an owner of one of these boats talk about the shortcomings or whatever is worth a lot of money. So yeah, guys, do your homework, do your research, and I think you'll find, at least I found, that when we were looking at boats, the tracker boats, and they offer, and like I said, this is their premium line. You can buy the Regency's their premium line. You can buy the actual Sun Tracker pontoon boats. I think are built just as well. They may not be as fancy. They may not have the, you know, the super plush interior, and, you know, maybe less accent lighting and smaller motor. But you can hit some different price. You can hit lower price points with something like that. But you know, this boat made sense for us because we got it at a pretty decent, you know, like 10 or 12 grand off their asking price, because it was their demo. It had like, I think it had like 8 or 9 hours on it when we bought it. I mean, that's nothing, guys. So it made a lot of sense for us to get this one. But you definitely can spend less money on a pontoon boat. I will tell you that you will see, and when, just as a hint, when you're looking at pontoon boats, they will give you a price, and you have to read, and you look at the price and you go, well, that's not bad. It's a 24-foot boat, you know, on a nice trailer, triple pontoon, and it's, you know, 68,000 or whatever. That's not a bad price. And then you either, you know, really look through the ad very carefully, or you find out at the dealership that that does not include a motor and does not include a trailer. That'll add a lot to your price. I will tell you right now that 300 Verado, at the time when we bought this boat, I don't know what it is now. It's 2021 now. When we bought this boat, and we bought it in 2016, that boat was $20,000 hanging on the shelf at Bass Pro. That's a $20,000 motor. So keep that in mind if you're looking at, you know, if you're looking at boat ads and you see one that says, oh, this boat's 23 foot and, you know, or 25-foot boat and it's 60 grand or whatever, you'll read down in the fine print that does not include a trailer and does not include a motor. So if you want a 300, you're looking at 20 grand bare minimum, and then a trailer is going to run you anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000. So there's another 25 grand. So stick 25 grand on that price, and then the sobers you up in a hurry. So we got a good deal on this boat at the time, but boats are expensive. The market's high on them right now. Bet we could sell this boat for what we're in it. And that's it's frustrating. It's great. It's, you know, it's great if you're in the boat already. If you bought before all the COVID madness and price inflation on everything is just crazy. It sucks for people trying to get in right now. Everything's really expensive. Cars are expensive. Boats are expensive. RVs are insane. I'm sure you guys are aware if you've been looking at RVs. You know, everything's really high. So do your homework. I don't know what this boat goes for at Bass Pro right now. I don't even think they make the 254 anymore. I think they call it a 230. I'm not sure why, but I have seen some newer boats that are, I think, this size. I don't know, maybe they are 23 foot, maybe they do make a 254. I'm not sure. Haven't looked at it in a while, guys. Haven't needed to. I've been really happy with the boat. I encourage you to buy a Bass Pro Shops boat. I've been very happy with it. So take that for what you paid for it. But I am a guy who's spent a lot of time on this boat. I'm mechanical, and I've been able to fix little things as they've come up, but nothing besides the interior has been out of my reach. And the dealership's been very good. They've stood behind everything. So yeah. Oh, and before I forget, I wanted to this is a question I get asked a lot, and I can't believe I forgot to mention this in the video, but I do get this question a lot. How fast does this boat go? People see it's a 300 and they go, holy smokes, that's an engine. What kind of top speed are you working with on this boat? I will tell you that me and my wife rode on this boat together one night over in the potholes, and it was glass water conditions. I mean, it was absolute glass water conditions. The boat was not completely empty. We still had, you know, pop-up tents. We had a barbecue, a small, you know, hand portable barbecue on the boat, life jackets, anchors, you know, all that other stuff that's, you know, always standard issue on the boat. And we decided we were going to put the top down because the top's only rated for 35 miles an hour. So we decided we're going to put the top down and kind of see what this thing will do. And I turned my GPS on my phone on because, you know, I think everyone who's in the boating world or whatever can kind of know that the speed gauges are not super accurate. They can be, you know, anywhere from 3 to 7 miles an hour off, in my experience anyway, to what you're actually doing on a GPS speed. So I took my phone out, set my GPS to go, and I laid into this thing, and I kept trimming up and trimming up and trimming up and kept watching the speed needle go up higher and higher. On my GPS, I hit 49.5. I truly think it could have gone faster. I think 50 miles an hour was definitely achievable that night. Just the front end of the boat gets pretty light, and the boat was pretty new to us at the time, so I didn't really want to wreck the boat or anything, but so I kind of backed off at that point. But I do think with if you were a solo operator with no gear in the boat, 50, 51, maybe 52 miles an hour, I think it's achievable. So I'd say it's a 50 mile an hour boat, safely to say. If you're light on the boat, I think it's a 50 mile an hour boat, and like I said, it pulls out of the water real hard. You jam that thing down and it jumps out of the water. So I can't believe I forgot to mention that. Yep, there's my little boating friend. Can't believe I forgot to mention that, but that is a question I get a lot, so I hope that does answer that question, because I'm sure that would come up in the comments. And I forgot to mention this little dent here. You can see it in the video. Guys, I don't know how that got there. I just don't know. I really don't. I don't want to point fingers anywhere. I don't think it was actually anyone in my family that did this. I think it happened. I want to say I think it happened at the dealer. We had it down to Tacoma for some servicing and some tightening up some bolts after we had first had the boat for a season, and they were doing their complimentary, you know, kind of fix this and that and stuff, which they'll do. And if you've ever been to the one in Tacoma, it's a pretty big boat center. They move things around with a forklift. It's pretty tight in there. I want to say it probably happened at Bass Pro in Tacoma. And unfortunately, when I went to pick up the boat, I just didn't see it, and didn't notice it. I don't think I noticed it for quite a while, to be completely honest. And it just kind of, when I was washing the boat one day, I'm like, whoa, what in the heck is this? And you know, I didn't make a big stink out of it. I did, next time I had it down there, I had them look at it to make sure it was not going to affect any of the structural strength of the pontoon. They said it wouldn't. And I ordered some touch-up paint and touched up some of this on the outside. But yeah, that's a bummer. It does stick out. You know, I don't know. Did one of us do it? Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. We're pretty careful with it. So, but I'm not going to point the finger at Bass Pro. I don't have any proof. The only thing I'd say is when you drop your boat off, take pictures. I don't care if it's Bass Pro, I don't care if it's Cabela's, I don't care if it's any other dealer, take pictures. I please advise you to take pictures of the boat when you leave it. Walk around with the person, the service advisor. Sit there with a checklist and say, no scratches, no dents, no dings. And then before you drive off with your truck in that boat, walk around that boat with that same guy with that checklist and say, what's this, or how'd that get there, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that kind of guy that's gonna, you know, raise hell about that. So keep that in mind. And also another thing I forgot to mention, when you're talking about when you're talking about shopping boats and possibly Bass Pro or Cabela's or something to that line, another real advantage that comes with buying from Bass Pro or Cabela's is they are nationwide. And if you ever decided to pick up and move, we've lived in Florida before, and there's no saying that one day we may not go back there. I don't know. But if we ever did move, or, you know, people move around a lot these days, you buy a boat at Bass Pro or you buy a boat at Cabela's, they're going to honor that boat no matter where you go in the U.S. So there's going to be a center somewhere. I don't know how close it would be to you, but there will be one somewhere around that you can take the boat to, get it serviced, or have a warranty issue that needs to get addressed. If you buy it from some mom and pop dealership or some regional or local marine shop, and you move, you know, 3,000 miles away, 1,000 miles away, again, are you going to have to drive 1,000 or 3,000 miles or what to have that warranty issue performed? So that is something I forgot to mention. Keep that in mind, and that's something we thought of when we were buying the boat. So anyway, guys, just wanted to point that out to you real quick. So we'll see you back in the evening, and I'll show you the lights. Bye. All right, guys, you probably barely see me, but we'll just get this show on the road. This is the lights that I showed you guys, telling you guys about. So master power's on. Your all your controls light up here. We'll go ahead and turn the Lowrance monitor on so you can see that power up. And one thing I did forget to mention in the video when I was explaining about this unit is this actual unit here, because this was their prototype boat, this one this one here actually was a 9-inch screen, like I said, but they actually, when they went to produce them, they put 7-inch screens in them. So anyway, that's how that lights up there. I'm not actually gonna fire it all up, but I figured I'd just show you guys how that lights up. It's a really nice unit. Definitely like it. So here we go. Courtesy lights. So as you can see in the boat, all the cup holders light up with LED lights. The speakers also have lights in them as well. So all there's accent lighting underneath the chairs. Again, the cup holders are there. That cup holder lights up. So that's that is the courtesy lights. Canopy lights. You get 2 off the back of here that shoot into the interior of the boat, which is really nice actually, and it lights up the inside pretty well. Let's see, so we have our docking lights. So on the outside, these are the headlights that turn on, and actually as you can see, they shoot a pretty good beam. It does make a difference at night when you're loading up your trailer. Oh, and one thing I did forget to mention about the monitor was there's actually on here, let's see, it's right here, and you can kind of see it's got the little it's got night vision on it, and it does have a rearward facing camera, so you can watch your tubers. So it does have a rear facing camera that is on the canopy. Navigation lights, anchor lights, outside, and storage. So underneath the seats, there's accent lighting under there as well. Oops, that might fell down there. Lights under all the seats. Kind of get the point with that. But this is pretty cool here. I'll take you down and show you the outside. And this is what's really cool. So it's kind of hard to see, but this actually, there's another, you have your side lights green, and the other side's a different one. Lights there. And this has the lights on the side where there's LED strip up under here, and it shoots down onto the water, and the Regency logo is illuminated here. There's a light that kicks down on that. It actually shows up better in person as I'm standing here than what the camera will do, but it does light up really nice. Accent lighting on the back. The speakers light up like we mentioned earlier, and then it has these lights that are on the bottoms of the pontoons, and these water levels usually you know, like about 1/3 of the way up on the boat, so these are submerged. This is your transponder for the Garmin, but the Lowrance actually, but so those actually cast light, throw light down into the water, which really make it look really cool from the back. And then you get your side lights, and again, there's the Regency logo lit up. So this is what it looks like. You can see up at the top, there's the light on top of the bimini. So this is the boat at night, guys. I think it looks really good out of the water with the lights on, but really to get the full effect of the boat, you got to have it in the water, because just the way the light gets thrown on the water, it really kind of amplifies it a lot, and makes it very very cool looking. This is a fun boat at night. Everyone on the lake will look at you. It is like I said earlier, it just draws a crazy amount of attention. Oops, the light kicked on there on the side of my house, the security light. But you guys get the idea. Yeah, so I hope you like this review. I know this was a super long video, definitely the longest I've ever shot. I don't like shooting these super long videos because you know, people just kind of lose interest after about 5 or 6 minutes. But like I mentioned earlier, guys, I think it is well worth the time to sit here and watch a video like this. We've owned this boat for like 5 years, and figure I'd give you guys a long-term review on a Regency 254LE3, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Feel free to post up in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this boat. If you've had experiences with one of these, or if you're have other pontoon boats. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the best boat on the market. There's a lot of boats out there. This boat has shortcomings, as everything does. No matter if it's boats, trucks, cars, you name it. Everything has upsides and downsides, and it's a compromise to figure out where you want to ultimately land with one of these. But from an owner's perspective, it's been great. Had a few hiccups along the way. When we redid that interior, the reason that it faded was, and I didn't specify it earlier in the video, was Bass Pro said they just had a bad dye lot. They knew about it, and so and with interior, when you dye something, you have to dye it all the same time so that the interior matches. Otherwise, you know, every mixture that they make is a little bit different. So they did admit they had a bad dye lot on several of their boats, so I think they I think they have replaced a few interiors on these things, so unfortunately. But so this is it, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Like I said, it was long, but hopefully this gives you an idea of what a Regency 254LE3 is like on a long-term review. So like I said, post up, comment, like, subscribe, please, and we'll look forward on the next one. I will do we're heading over to Potholes, I think, this weekend, possibly. So I will try and get a video of the boat on the water. Maybe that'll be my part 2 of the review, is actually get it on the water. Maybe I'll have my wife ride shotgun with me or something like that, and she can film, and maybe I'll put this thing through its paces and kind of show you how it pulls itself out of the water. Maybe get up to some higher speeds and do some maneuvering with it. So to kind of give you guys an idea how it is on the water. So anyway, have a good one, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.